Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo, and it's my birthday. Happy birthday to me. And I am here for episode 5 of Orb about the movements of the Earth. It is my birthday, and I considered for a moment not recording something today, and then I realized this isn't just my work, it is my passion, and there's really nothing that I'd rather be doing today than sitting here watching some Orb with you. So that's what we're going to do, is watch one more episode. I also got to thinking, I'm 1 year older, and the only reason that I made it another year is because over 1,500 people throw me $1 on Patreon every month. And I just want to say thank you to those people. I'm incredibly grateful for the opportunity to continue doing my passion and having the choice to do it and being able to continuously reaffirm that choice and go back to it and keep going and continue down this path that I've set for myself and find out through experience where it leads. It's a unique experience. It's a unique thing to be like an independent creator doing this sort of on my own with no safety net. And it's terrifying and wonderful. And I would just say that if you are not supporting the channel and you would like to bless me on my birthday, throw me $1 on the Patreon. It goes an incredibly long way. And that's all I'll ask for on that front. Now to Orb. Oxy is at sword point. We knew he would get there eventually, but bam, there he is. His partner in crime, very literally, Grass, is convinced, or at least wants to be convinced. They've listened to the words from this creepy heretic guy, and Grass's desperation is shown through. His need for there to be something pure in this world, something provable, led him to scan the heavens for years. Ignorantly, it seems. It seems that there are people in the higher classes who have a much better understanding of the cosmology than a peasant like Grass would gain from looking up the stars. They were aware of the retrograde, and that means that they know a lot more, but that doesn't stop him. He's fascinated. He thinks that there's a connection between the divine and the real material world here, and that gives him hope in a world that otherwise would look to him much like Oxy's world looks. Hopeless, empty, a world that's like a waiting room to go on to the next one where things can actually be achieved and, but, expectations aren't always betrayed. But that's the world that Oxy lives in, and while he wants there to be something more, he is not convinced. So he's going to have to be pushed there at sword point, pushed down the path. But I think that will change at some point. I think at some point, Oxy is going to become the one who's on fire. And I don't mean like burned at the stake, although that might be where we head eventually. I mean that embers are going to alight in his heart. And I'm not sure how. They seem much more likely to find welcoming fuel in Grass's heart. But Grass seems like he's not our primary character. So how is Oxy going to change from completely diametrically opposed to the idea of hope itself to being the torchbearer, the one who carries this onward? There are some things that we've put together in the OP that we're still missing. We still need to get rid of the heretic and get these two up the mountain, because that's the scene that we saw of them reaching the mountain. And Oxy needs to run into the blonde-scarred monk, who also seems like a very important character, and I think will have a dramatic impact on how Oxy sees the world. They strike me as though they could almost be very similar people, having undergone very different circumstances and come to different conclusions about the world, and in their collision, there will be, like, integration or synthesis of those ideas. That's sort of what I get from the OP scenes, but that character is such a mystery to me that I don't want to go too far out on a limb. It will certainly snap under me and leave me with nothing but air beneath me, yeah? So here we are at sword point. The path opens before us. We're in a really dangerous situation. Like, if we jump out of this caravan, isn't Novak gonna, like, know who we are and that we did that? Maybe he won't suspect that we interacted with the heretic and are going to further his work in the mountains, but Novak's he's a pretty suspicious guy. He really does see through things pretty well, and he seems to find his guy when he needs to. So we're about to put ourselves in immense danger for the promise of a lie, a piece of information that goes completely against everything that we know? Hope. That's what we're really fighting for. What we're really willing to sacrifice ourselves for here is the hope that there's something more, the hope that there's some undeniable truth. And it's like, if there's that, everything else is fine. My life doesn't matter. Torment and torture doesn't matter, because here I am already on this earth experiencing torment continuously. It's ongoing. Maybe it's not 10 out of 10 pain, but 5 out of 10 pain every day for the rest of your life with no hope, and then you die and get to go somewhere better. This shit sucks. If I can reduce that pain a little bit or find some hope or change things, I'll take the torture in the short term. I'll take it to know the truth. That seems to be the perspective that Grass has taken. Oxy's not there yet. How will that change? How will he be shaped by this experience? I'm excited. I'm excited to find out. I also need to draw something. And I've got an idea in my head for this one. I've become almost obsessed. We've had a number of drawings like it in the past couple of weeks, with paths going off into the future. And I realized that there's an element in our last episode that creates a perfect path. I just have to actually manifest it onto paper. So let's do that. Okay. Oh shit, I don't have my camera. Aw, man. Aw, man, y'all. I've been working so fucking hard on this, and I didn't have the camera on. Aw, damn. That's okay. I still have plenty of work to do, but so I did a lot of like rulering to make this all sort of fit, and I've done it in pencil. I'm gonna go over it all in pen. Damn it. Done. Call that there. It's just a blade foreshortened pointing directly at us. Nothing crazy. I wonder how different this would feel if this point was in the center of the page and the arm was up at the top. Would it feel more like it was coming out of the page at me as opposed to like point down below me? It does feel like this sword is pointed at my stomach, sort of. But I kind of wanted it to be pointed at my eye line, which means foreshortening it more. Which means like taking this and going like wah, wah, like that. Like that. Oh, actually, that's perfect. There we go. There's my drawing for the day. Huh. God, it's so hard to wrap my brain around stuff like that. But that's the idea that I wanted. The sword pointed at you actually reveals a path forward down the blade. I think if I wanted this to be, like, really cool, I would have to map the entire environment around them, figure out how it would reflect all over the blade, and have Oxy's eye reflected here in the point where it angles toward him, have, like, his eye reflected down, and then really play with the reflections on it so that it looks like a path going forward into chaos. Something like that. Anyway, I'm happy with it as is. I will happily take the opportunity to draw a sword. Ooh, in the background, it's even more interesting. Only really the fuller shows up. The bloodline. Huh. Is that what a fuller is? Yeah. Yeah, inaccurately called blood grooves. That's not what they're for. They're to lighten and strengthen the blade. Okay, let's watch episode 5 of Orb on the movements of the earth and see if a heretic's words can set a fire in the rain. I've got the episode up and ready to go. I can see the title, Even If I Die, This World Will Continue. I wonder who's going to say that line. I'm going to give up on trying to match lines to particular people. Maybe it'll be the heretic. I don't know. Got 2 versions, picture in picture in the description, timer on YouTube. Double, triple check that my microphone is recording. It's recording. I messed that up yesterday in Freerun and lost a video, which sucks so much. Let's watch Orb episode 5. Beep beep timer. Even if I die, this world will continue. Oh, sleepy Novak. Hmm. Hmm. You're not with the program, man. Hmm. Yeah, that's not what I was trying to say. I was just wondering why I got this job. What the? Oh! Huh? Oh shit, they're pulling off. I don't think he jumped. Ah, fuck. Instantly caught. Well, shit, dude. You are now an outlaw. Forever. Oh, fuck. Going for the horse. Going for the horse. Well, that might be how we lose the heretic. Hi. Good morning. Happy birthday. Oh, shit. Take my necklace. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Nah, dude, you don't know what you're walking up to. No, 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 Oxy. Oxy, he's gonna kill your ass. We know he doesn't kill his ass. Oh my god, he tries. We know Oxy's good, though. He doesn't give a shit, man. Okay, we're facing down Novak. What? You've been here before. Oh, he's so scary. He's so scary, man. Nigerundayo! Oh, okay, never mind. I thought we were gonna use the Joestar family secret technique. Hey? Eh? Oh, there are rules. He's still got his sword out. He's gonna kill him. Yeah, having to choose. Ugh. Whoa! Old man! He's huberting us! Tanomu! Bye! Bye ne! Nigerundayo! Oh my god, he's gonna throw it! Holy shit! Holy shit, grass! The homies! The not homies. Huh? I would be so fucking pissed if I was Novak. Can you believe it? But he saw the transfer, right? Playing the attitude differently. You're wrong. You're wrong. He underestimates grass. I agree. I don't think Oxy can read. I don't know. But we know that grass can. He can read and write. I forgot about that as a big divergent factor for people. Like, peasants are really peasants. Oh my god, the saves, though. The saves! That's who I'm on the lookout for. This blonde monk man with all the scars. That was that scene. Passed on in his very last moments. Pretty perfect, man. So here we are, up the hill, sword point. Bam. Oh, okay. Thank you for saying so. I would do the same damn thing. Hell yeah. No, that's fine. But now he doesn't have his sword, huh? It's probably quite overgrown, right? Ah, there it is. The altar. The promised. Yeah. He promised a stone chest up in the mountains, right? Fuck, I so want to know what Rafal's note says, man. Ziemia. Impossible. So the recent one is from the New Heretic? Can I see the old one? I'm just passing the torch. Yeah. Okay, we get that story too? Yeah! Sure. That's the spot. Ah. And over there, the mountains. Cool. Cool mystery. Discovered the truth. It was worth it. It was worth it. Even if I die, something in this world worth dying for. Worth living painfully for. The other letter! The other letter! Can he read? He can't. So that's his starting point. I bet that's gonna fucking change. With all its meanings. Dude, y'all are in so much trouble. It's a death sentence, dude. Oh, no! No! Not the balls! Maybe the monk guy's gonna stumble upon it. Okay. It's gonna get you fucking killed, dude. It's gonna get you fucking killed, dude. Give me the words! Wait, but that means there's a link to Potocki. They'll go search him out. No, but they can go search out Potocki and we can find out what happened to him. We need the priest. We need Potocki. Even without being able to read them, he knows they're important. But without being able to read them, he doesn't know how dangerous they are. Potocki. Oh? Oh! Oh! Badani! Mmm. Mmm. Perfect. 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 We need him. Okay, okay, okay. I'm liking Grass now. Makes me think something terrible is gonna happen to Grass. Because I like him. Isn't this a really bad idea? Hmm. Whoa. Literally decide for me. He actively doesn't want agency. Keep your eyes on the ground, man. Don't fucking try. Hey. Oh. Shit, man. Just makes him feel bad. Okay, so that's what that image is. But that's what he feels. He loved it. That fucking priest robbed you of that. Cool angle. It does now. He needs your eyes. You're not alive. You're not living right. I feel like you might get a sword pointed at you really soon. Okay. He's the one who's going to say the line. So I don't want to blame the world for taking them away. That's unfair because it gave them to me in the first place. Oh, here he goes. Here he fucking goes, man. The stars behind him. Hi. The heavens watching. 10 out of 10 despair. 10 out of 10 despair. He won't even look. That's a great question. A world without you. Not without us. Whoa! Prettiest landscape in the show so far. Fascinating. Don't say shit like that. Okay, we're in the middle of a bridge. This is a great time for a conversation, bro. Yeah, right there. Right there. He's forcing him to choose. It's a reversal of what they did before. Okay? potentially could save yourself, yeah. Oh, fuck! They're bound by the book! Holy shit! We're about to lose Grass. Oh, maybe we're gonna lose them both. He's gonna drop himself. Find Badani. Ah, oh, that's so baller. Oh, he got him by the neck! Saving your ass! Sacrificing my ass! There it is. He realized it last night, just like Raphael realized it, just like Hubert realized it. We have to make a deal with loss. Explicit. But I'm not worthy. Hmm. Fuck Grass! And the ball! He might not be. He might not be. This is a classic fall off a bridge. Whoa, he's got the ball! Could be a classic fall off the bridge, not be dead situation. We're gonna meet the new monk? Who was said subdeacon? Hello. Hello, the guy. Ba Danny. Who's that voice? Are you a JoJo? Hello. I'm your new best friend. I've seen some shit. This is a meeting. This means so much. Is that the end of the episode? Ah! Ah! Okay, this felt like a kickoff. This felt like lighter fluid on the fire. So many of the implicit things become directly explicit in this one, especially in Grass's like last moments. I'll take it as writ that he's dead and gone. It's fine. So many things become explicit. And so much is still unknown because they can't read the shit. somebody pointed out that the true meaning of the OP has become visible to us as Rafal is revealed to start the path off on his own, but then he's joined by the others, so he's not walking alone. And that's like the whole point of this episode too, is like, oh, you're walking alone through the darkness. No, you're not, if you believe someone will follow after you. If you believe you're clearing a path, blazing a trail. Okie dokie. What an episode. I think overall viewpoint, broad scale on the episode, this episode is about making the implicit explicit, especially directly to Oxy, and forcing his hand and positioning him in a way where he has to choose. And he does. By the end of the episode, he makes a choice. There's nobody else for him to lean on. And his choice is to continue, right? It's to continue on this way. The moment when he asks Grass to decide for him stands out to me a lot. And then explicitly expressing, I'm passing the torch. That's what this is for. And that's how hope is born in a hopeless world. We all die, and yet by passing something on and hoping that someone else will continue on with it, hope can be born. Grass realizes that each of the people who has come in contact with this chest before him has been part of a chain of people who have been hopeful that the next one will carry it on forward, and now he finds himself in the position to actually do that. It's pitch perfect, right? In a strange sense, that's all I would need to say about the episode, right? Because that's crystal clear, and that's what everything else in the episode is built toward, is constructing that feeling and cementing it much more strongly, and like playing off the events of all of the previous episodes to condense them down into a set of thought patterns that can lead Oxy into the future. And that's a wrap. Like, that's the episode, full wrap. We're going to go through it directly and piece by piece and sort of break down those elements. But I'd be confident and comfortable with saying, like, that's the point of this episode. That's what matters, is taking our characters from a place where they value their own lives and their experience right now in the world, just sort of implicitly, even though Oxy doesn't explicitly. He does implicitly. Like, Grass is like, you're actually afraid of death. You don't want to die. There's something keeping you going. And then converting that to a willingness to sacrifice self for something greater, discovery of something greater, and then the comprehension, at least for Grass consciously, that that thing is more important than him. Or maybe that thing gives importance to him, right? Because there are a couple times when he phrases it or formulates it like, my whole life would be worthwhile because I've touched this, because I've come across this. And the heretic, the previous heretic, had a similar idea. Like, I found this chest, and even if I die, I will consider myself to have been blessed because I came across this, because I found it, and because it has the power to change history. Okay, let's go through the episode directly. What a play, man. Novak being a Yanni boy, and the other monk actually directly expressing to him. So I think this is the same guy, Damien, is the same monk that we had at the very beginning, following Novak to his torturings, right? And talking to the other monk with him and being like, this guy's fucking weird, man. He does not seem to be a true believer. He's a layperson, and what the hell is going on here? And now he criticizes him directly to his face. You have a poor attitude. We have this work. It's to fear God and to protect God and stuff, and you're really complacent and shitty. Why are you complaining about this when it's your responsibility under God's law? How dare you, right? Like, you're being like, oh God, I have to go to work today. And it's like, you have a sacred duty, an oath. And Novak realizes who he's talking to. This is a really interesting moment from him, because it demonstrates to me how much he's playing within the bounds of the system without really agreeing with it. He rearranges his behavior to fit when he gets criticized, but not for any internal motivation to, just because he knows that it will come back negatively toward him. It's very pragmatic. Super interesting. Novak is a character who transcends these arcs, right? He's jumped between our time frames, is incredible. He's become really deeply terrifying, and a huge part of it is his nonchalance, his calmness, and his seeming lack of belief in almost anything. Yeah. His seeming willingness to go along with almost anything, complete lack of moral compass, as far as I can see, right? Man, whoosh, and we're off. Hey, wait a second. So he stops the carriage, hops off with a crossbow, and nails a shot in the rain, in the dark, on a moving target, slammed into the horse, and pitches them down a mountainside, effectively killing the heretic and putting them all right within arm's reach. It's a cool choice to have him have a cool sword. Can I just say that? Like, characters with cool swords, cool unique swords, is pretty neat. It feels like it fits him, weirdly. I wonder if I can get a good view of it, if I can take a screenshot of it and figure out, like, exactly the type of blade that would be. It doesn't really have a guard, just a place where the blade sort of slips into, and it's got this double curve here, and then the curved hooked handle. My first thought looking up swords was that this might be a shashka, which is a Caucasian sort of cutlass or saber. But the time frame doesn't work. Okay, more than anything, it looks like one of these. Looks like a gayang, which is a Filipino weapon, which, like, really it looks almost exactly like it, right? When I pulled up types of curved swords, you've got like this guy down in here, the recurved, the kopis. That is identical to it. That's exactly it, isn't it? That right there. So it's a kopis. I think that's exactly it. Yeah. 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 An ancient Greek blade. So why the fuck does Novak, a Polish former soldier, use a Greek curved sword? That's really strange. I don't know. No way to know. Interesting. Aw, man. It can't be saved now. And Oxy approaches. Help! Help! Immediate attack. No hesitation. I was being threatened! He realizes that he is at the edge of a blade and he's been here before. His eyes narrow and he starts to assess the situation. He realizes that the man standing across from him is not like the noble young men that he's been killing. This is a different kind of monster. God damn. How have we done this? How have we made such an incredible villain over the course of just a few episodes? I mean, he was striking from moment one. From moment one, he gave us that Christoph Waltz sort of stuff. How did they do that with this character? He keeps getting better. He keeps getting better. It's so cool, and he's full after us now. Ugh! So cool. I'll probably die fighting him. Only one option, and I was wrong about what it is, but this is Oxy's option. I was wrong. Please have mercy. Also, if I slip and I call Oxy Ovsy or Ovsy, it's because there used to be somebody in my Discord with that name who was in there for a very long time, and it's just embedded in my brain. I hope if they're still around, hi Ovsky, I hope you're doing well. Huh? He has to look up the rules to see if he's allowed to kill this guy, and he discovers he is. This is the first time in the episode that we talk about your own judgment, and it's Novak doing it. And he's the first to say, gosh, what a pain to actually have to decide things. Isn't that interesting that Novak is the first to express that, but it will be a through line for Oxy throughout the episode? Like, He doesn't want to have to make decisions on his own. He would have rather opened the thing and it says, let guy go if he surrenders, or kill guy if he surrenders, and be like, great, I can just not choose. That's so interesting. He doesn't really want to make choices. He just wants to be the executor of the law, right? Just to follow what is written, almost. Interesting. Well, you already double-crossed us. You're of no use to me. Maybe we just kill you. He doesn't react fast enough, but the old man does. Man. Pitch perfect, right? Here in this moment of sacrifice, he's already dying. He chooses to sacrifice himself, and in that very moment, pass things on. We get warped into a space where it's just him and Oxy sort of alone. Why? And there he is. We're alone here. History needs you. You're important. Wow. He takes it. And dies. And now you gotta run. Fully throws the sword. Insane. And Grass is there for the second save. Wow. Man. So is it... Yeah, okay, so it's in that moment Oxy fully takes the object and leaves his sword behind. I didn't clock that in moment, but that's really important, isn't it? He's been defined very much by having that sword. We would almost refer to them as hired swords, right? He's not a person. He's a body that moves a blade with a mask on. And that's what people pay him for. That's what he's been reduced to. And now he grabs this thing and leaves the sword behind. Fleeing for his own life, even though he consciously doesn't think his life is worth anything and doesn't think that this world is worth anything. This little moment of shock from Novak is worth it all. It's worth it all. Nah, fuck it. It's not worth. And then he changes his line. It's not worth it. Oh, not worth it to follow through with God's will? I see, Novak, I see. And then he goes, no, I'm just trying to follow the rules. And besides, the important part is right here. As a former soldier, I know it all too well. Those two can't read a word, and that's where he's wrong. So he assumes that no matter what they've been told, they're not a threat. They're not a problem. There's no fuel here for that fire to light on. And he's kind of right. They can't read the Latin, but they can read enough. They can read enough. And Grass is dedicated enough. Fuck, man. They don't have the brains for heresy. I think I have a kitty cat meowing at me. Ugh. Hi, kitty cat. Hi there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're just gonna take a second here. Yeah. Maggie. Maggie. You're a good kitty. Alright, you wanna go make it your way to your spot? Okay. OP goes bam. You can lower your sword. I'm sorry I got you mixed up in this. And then he says, but I would still do it again. Sorry for that too, so my apology is insincere. I get it. I get it. But I appreciate the apology anyway. Sometimes shit happens, and sometimes you make choices that do put people in difficult situations, and you wouldn't take them back. It's worthwhile to acknowledge that anyway, even if it does feel hollow or empty. Just the recognition that you're a person, and I'm making you do this, and that has an impact on you, and I realize it, and I would still do it, but like I recognize that you're a human being. It's something. At least it's something. I'd probably make the same choice. But at the same time, it's another layer of where Oxy doesn't stand up for himself and doesn't even seem to know how to. Oh, I understand. It's just like, yeah, people are going to walk all over me. That's how it goes. So we find the clearing, look around, and Oxy finds the chest. There it is. Is this it? Yes, it is. It's a cool piece of music for that reveal. It's tense. Diagrams, Latin they can't read, and a letter. One letter that's readable. Discovered not by directly passing down, but by indirectly finding the marks, putting it together, and uncovering the puzzle. I never learned who left it behind or why they had done so, and it doesn't matter, does it? That ego that we have, that desire for us, for me to be passed on, is the part that gets in the way sometimes, right? What if it didn't have to be me that continues on? What if the work is more important? What if the idea is more important? What if the whole is more important than the me? That's the kind of attitude that binds all of the characters that have sacrificed themselves so far, is like me going on into the future versus this going on into the future. And ideally, it would be me carrying this. But in the absence of that as an option, I can choose myself and this dies, or this and I die. I choose this and I die every time. Though incomplete, it was clear that they could change the history and fate of humankind. Even if I were to die, I can say my life was fortunate for having discovered them. We zoom in on Oxy here because this is most poignantly resonant with him. Life being fortunate for having discovered something in this world material, and yet I'm okay with death because of that? How can that be? And yet he saw him face to face. He saw him at peace in his death. Oh, Oxy asked a question before. He asked a question about the people that he killed. Do you think he was satisfied? Not one of the people that I've seen die at Sword Point. He's watched dozens and dozens of people die face to face. He's seen them die. He's seen them not satisfied, terrified, in pain, like not going to somewhere better, going to somewhere worse, as if the gates of hell themselves had opened up and swallowed that person's soul. But he watches this guy die with a smile. And he doesn't have to say it explicitly. Though it would have been helpful if he had, I think, because it took me until now to put it together. He sees the hope right there. There's somebody dying and getting to where they're trying to go. Because he's already where he's trying to go. He's trying to go to a world where that idea passes on. And that's it. That's the whole. Wow. I need a minute. Okay, I took a minute. I have adjusted multiple calculations. I ask that you confirm. I can't read it. I never learned to read. Ziemia, the earth. He says chi, which is our multi-word, right? Blood, earth, intelligence. Multiple broken bridges on the way home, which sets us up for another breaking bridge. Jeez. I forgot about this thing. Yeah, it belonged to the heretic, but it's an important clue. So he takes it. If any profit should be earned, 10% should be given to Potocki. I wonder if Potocki's still out there. Well, this doesn't tell us anything either. If I may justify myself, these circumstances can be turned to our advantage. Whatever this is, it's so crazy. Not even knowing what it is, just knowing that somebody went to great lengths to hide it and pass it on into the future. This is something. I don't know what it is, but it's something. If we show them to the right person, the reward could be big. Man. He's already got the person in mind, and he tells us about him, and we're gonna go and meet him. Awesome. No ordinary monk. Demoted. Has radical ideas. Contrarian thought. So let's go. Now that I have time to think, I don't see why I should go with you. But it's not, I don't see why I should go with you, and so I won't. And so I'm going to decide what I do next. It's that he finds himself in a state of confusion and asks for someone to choose for him. Please choose for me. Please remove this responsibility over my own life from me. And it echoes Novak being mad or like upset that he has to make the decision. You exercise your own judgment. Because, like, that's the hardest part of anything is choosing. So Oxy tries not to. Please decide for me. And he does. And he does it in a reasonable and logical way. 2 is safer. I'd appreciate a companion. Okay, fine, I'll go with you. Okay. Now we have it out about the sky. Please find the North Star for me. No, I can't do that. I can't look at the stars. Eyes downcast. I'm afraid. We gaze at the night sky's beauty from the lowly earth, and then, from then, it appeared like eyes looking down. What a nightmare. It's still a strange image. It doesn't, like, it, I don't have that image. And so when he says that's a terrifying thing for him, I can see it as it's visualized here, and I can grasp that it scares him, but I'm not sure why. Like, it doesn't register for me. Somehow it doesn't click. But I can realize that Oxy is terrified of this idea, that it rules his life. Before that, could you look? Yes. In fact, I think I enjoyed it. And then this angle. Wow. Never had the urge? No. I don't know. I think he has had the urge, but the fear. It's a shame to give up something you enjoyed, right? Yeah, I guess. But this is none of your concern. No, of course not. But it is, though. If we're to be companions, it is. I know what it's like to lose the things you love. Yeah, but that's nothing. You know, my problem is nothing. You lost your actual family. I'm still alive. That's not true. For you, it's a major problem. He's right. It's a problem that rules Oxy's consciousness. But he returns to say, your family is probably not even gone, actually. They're in heaven awaiting you, and you'll see them again, which is pleasant, and it is what Grass believes too. However, he realizes that it's more than that. I lost my hope for this world. And he knows, it's as though he knows as he's saying it, that's what Oxy's missing as well. Until recently, I didn't have it. I just cursed this world that stole my family. And then he reframes, I thought deeper and realized in this world I met them too, so without this world I would have no family. They would not exist, and I would not exist. It seems a little bit crazy to rail against and curse the world that brought me these blessings simply because it took them away. Simply because it's temporal. It's like, wait, isn't that the deal? I thought that is, oh, right, that's the deal. Like, that's the trade that we make. We get to exist, and it's temporary. And that's kind of the big trade of life. To exist in a complex, conscious, moving form is to be temporary, is to be a thing that is antithetical to the laws of this universe. Those laws churn us up and destroy us over time. You can't hold together the way that a human being needs to hold together over a long stretch. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to exist, to love and to lose? You know, all of these sort of classical questions. For a man who's just lost everything, the answer might come back no. But for a man who's spent years having lost everything, to recognize through that fog of pain and loss that he had something in the first place and still does have something. It recharacterizes the whole situation. It is not just a world that takes things away from you out of cruelty, right? It is a world where everything is temporary. And there can be beauty in that, too. If that's the case, I don't want to deny the world that gave them to me. It would be ungrateful. Even though he's not there, I want to view the world positively once more. I want hope. Oxy says, I don't think that's possible. Heaven is our only hope. I know how it is. Man, this world is empty and corrupt and bad. And that's because God made it that way. God decided for us, you know? We got no choice in this. Have you completely given up? Yes. Only loss awaits us here, with all the eyes staring down on us. We're all going to die anyway and end up in heaven or hell, and it's hardly even our decision. Like, we hardly even have the choice of what we do in the world. It's all bound. Damn, dude. A real incredible hopelessness. He goes to sleep like that. So then why did that man risk his life and his heaven, right? And not knowing it, he's asking the same about Rafal and the same about Hubert, and it's the same question that Rafal asked about Hubert. Why would he sacrifice himself? Why would you give up your immortal place in heaven for this temporal thing, this truth in this world? Who cares about truth in this world? That can't be transcendent. Why would he? Humans die. What would be the point in loving this world that we will eventually leave? When we die, all that remains is a world without us. Wait, not all. How could there be hope in that? And he looks down and he sees the necklace. He's currently carrying a piece of that person. He's carrying something else, something left behind. It's not a world without us. It's a world without him. And that world can keep going on. And things set in motion in that world, seeds planted, torches lit, can keep on burning. And in this night, around this campfire, Grass becomes scientifically religious. I don't know. He acquires hope. That's what it is. He begins to believe. Wait, could that be it? We cut to the next morning. Beautiful landscape. I really like the look of this one. And a dilapidated bridge. Man, it did not look safe. Did not look safe. Is not safe. I guess we're safe for now. Not safe. We've used a very similar frame a few times in this show so far. Two characters silhouetted against the sky on the ground or on something, you know? In this case, it's a little different because it's a bridge, but it feels the same to me. These moments where two characters face each other across a space feel really impactful. They feel deeply important. So from this point, I'd like you to choose. You can report all of this. Maybe you can return to the village. Maybe you'll get closer to heaven, too. But what will happen to you? Doesn't respond. The second option. Boom. Fuck, man. Like goddamn Lord of the Rings in the Mines of Moria. Throw that dwarf. They're bound together by the book. It's like simple but poignant. And then by the necklace, which he chose to keep with him. Simple but poignant. Fuck, man. He realizes that it's slipping. He realizes that the ivy's tearing. This is my... And he realizes he needs to speak more quickly. The second option is... Ignore the first and place your hope in this world. What? And someday turn your eyes to the stars again. He lets go. But Oxy won't let him die. What a way to go. What are you doing? Do you want to die? What are you doing? I'm passing the torch. He realized what needed to be done, and in a moment, as it's happened with each of them, you know, except for Hubert, as it's happened with each of them, in just a few moments, he 180s, completely changes his orientation, and realizes what needs to be done. I'm passing the torch. suddenly he's in a position where he is the bearer of something bigger than him. Where that fire keeping going matters more than him continuing on. And in the context of believing that he will meet his family at the end, he has no real reason to stay here if he can accomplish both. If he can go there and be with his family and pass the torch on. Can't you die satisfied then? Seems like it. At this rate, we'll both die, and that won't do. That heretic risked himself because he found someone to pass it on to, and now I'm doing the same. This world is full of loss. We will all die and leave here somewhere. But even if I die, this world will continue. So I can pass the torch. In a world that is full of loss, we acknowledge that, we don't deny it, we accept it. There's one way that hope is born. You have to give birth to something new. Something that carries on what was. And if you can do that, you can die hopeful. I believe it. Pass it to who? To me? I'm not that guy, man. There's no guarantee I'll do it. I'm fickle as fuck, right? I don't believe in anything. I don't look at the stars. That's true, but you will. He's so confident in this moment. He believes. And part of that is because you are actually afraid of death. But he isn't. Or at least there's something that outweighs that fear. So grass falls. How does I guess it stays on his foot in this moment? I don't know. With a smile on his face, this is my fate, he says, accepting it, and falls. So here you are with a book, and a necklace, and a duty, a responsibility. One that you could shirk, one that you could not follow through with. But he does. Okay, we've got a Grabowski. Somebody who was praised in the city but is nothing like you. Something interesting going on here with some other subdeacon. Interesting. And Badani. I'm not expecting okay, who are you? Who the fuck are you? Not the voice I expected. We gotta look him up. Let's look up Badani. Yuichi Nakamura. I've seen your face a lot. Oh, he's Satoru Gojo. He's main boy in Hyoka. He's main boy in Clannad. He's main boy in the Irregular at Magic High School. He's Grey Fullbuster in Fairy Tail. He is a JoJo. He's Bruno. I knew he was a JoJo. As soon as I heard that voice, I was like, you're a JoJo. I know you. I know you. He's so many other people too. But that covers the main ones and gets me what I really needed. Which is that, yes, he's a JoJo. God, it's good to have you back, Bruno. Good to have you back. This scene feels like it intentionally mirrors the walking scene that he has in the OP. Feels like that. How did he get all scarred up? What's the deal with that? It's interesting. And lose an eye? It's interesting. What do you want? Just a face, and we end there. The idea of passing the torch has been our core idea in Orb all the way through. And this episode, I think, is the most explicit example of it. Grass's conversion, if you will, from the night before in the carriage talking to this heretic, pulling the blade on Oxy, asking him, please, going for this incredible heist, getting caught, getting like 30 feet away before Novak takes them down with a crossbow to the horse, and then actually surviving it, finding the chest, moving on from there, and coming to a point where he chooses to sacrifice himself so that the mission might continue, so that the torch might stay lit. I think it's pitch perfect for the show. I'm really excited for it to transition us into this new set of characters. They seem to be very front and center, like they could actually take us the distance for the majority of the rest of the show. That it could be Oxy, Badeni, and Novak's daughter as our core characters and maybe our last like timeline, our last time frame for this. Maybe not. Maybe we get 3 episodes with these guys and then we get an OP change and everything's different again. I have no idea. But here they are. We are building the Avengers, building the team that we need to put this all together. We've got to convince a religious monk, one with radical ideas, but still a member of the clergy, that working on these weird notes found in a terrifying chest up in the mountains is worthwhile, even if it could mean sacrificing your immortal soul and your place in the church. And I think he's going to go along with it because he seems to be our guy. I'm so excited to see how these two characters interact. Grass and Oxy had a great and interesting dynamic and contrast, but they weren't meant for each other, you know? I really wonder who Badeni is and what his perspective will be and how that will contrast, clash with, and create a new version of Oxy. That's what I'm most excited for, is the hopelessness, the sheer hopelessness that Oxy is dealing with. And then almost antithetically to that, he's continuing on with Grass's goal or mission. Those two things I want to change. I want there to be some magical alchemy inside of Oxy, and I don't want it to be fast. Like Grass has this conversion moment fast, right? It's rapid. I want Oxy to take his time with this. I want him to struggle with it. I want him to struggle with the idea because he has so deeply internalized this hopeless perspective that it's going to take some doing to get him out of it. And I think that will be really useful and valuable because there are a lot of people, talked about this last episode, I think. There are a lot of people who have hopeless attitudes toward the world, and figuring out how, in fiction, a fictional character with a strongly held hopeless belief comes around to what? A satisfied death, maybe? Is that all we can wish for him? A hopeful life? Love? A life worth living? The ability to at least raise his eyes to the sky and see reality? To experience the beauty that he wants from the world? I would love to see that, and I would love to learn from it. I think we're gonna wrap there. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Orb on the movements of the Earth. I hope you enjoyed it. I think this one was a banger. Thematically, really potent, and I'm really excited to meet Badeni for real, and see how these characters clash and unite moving forward on that sword's point into the future. Thanks for watching. See you next week for more. Much love. Peace.